Hey everyone, today I'm discussing the never removed from box Steve Jobs ICO Throwboy. This a Steve Jobs plushie, the man who created Apple, iPhone, iPad, MacBook. This guy is now a plushie, but only 1,200 of these were made. Yes, only 1,200 were ever made, and very few are left in their box. I have two still in their box. When Steve Jobs died, this company, Throwboy, was allowed to sell their plushies, and 10% of all sales of these went to the American Cancer Society. And I'm doing the same thing by reselling the ones that I have left over, two of them, still in box, never removed from box, so it looks awesome. Oh, yeah. And it's never been removed from box, and it's on sale on eBay for $180, which is below the market value. I see them going for 400 all the time. So you can bid for $180, and link is in the description. So this is really awesome. Let's review it. Limited edition collector's item. Removable glasses. 15-inch plush doll. It says on the back, Innovator, Leader, Dreamer. Once in our generation, if we're lucky, someone who truly personifies these three extraordinary traits will come along and change our world. This one man taught us a philosophy that was simple and complex, made us gasp and smile, and moved us fast and steady. As an interactive audience, we'll never be the same. Here at Throwboy, we won't forget how we were indulged by the man who in the black mock turtleneck. Instead, we celebrate the life of this inspiring person whose raving passion for all things tech kept us craving innovation and lusting after his creativity. ICEO. Now there's a visionary in the Throwboy collection. Throwboy Pillows. Trademark. The Throwboy team proudly donates 10% of the proceeds of each ICEO sold to the American Cancer Society. It's all in honor of this influential man who continues to shape our world with his legacy. And now I am donating 10% to the American Cancer Society as well. Just click the link below and you'll get to see this Innovator, Leader, Dreamer for sale. Well, not the plushie of him. So I think this is really cool. I never moved it for box for obvious reasons. Only 1,200 of these are ever made. Let's talk about that. 1,200 of these plushies were made, okay? 1,200. And that was in 2012. These were made in 2012, and 1,200 were made. So little remain in box. Now, why is that? Because there are fans like you, yes, you, right there, that love what Steve Jobs created, and you should. He was an amazing person that created amazing technology that revolutionized how we view things. If he didn't come along with an iPhone, I could argue that we would still be using flip phones. The idea makes me shudder. Now, of course, according to history, Google was already working on their version of the Android, but when they saw the iPhone, they had to completely redo it because it was sort of like a flip phone. So this man changed everything as we knew it. Not him personally. He didn't personally design an iPhone. That'd be insane. His team of tens of thousands of people. So, would you like to have a plushie of him to remember all the amazing things he did? And 10% of it to go to the American Cancer Society? So you feel great while you get something awesome, and your 10% of your money goes to help the American Cancer Society? I mean, that's a pretty great deal in my mind. And this limited edition collector's item is a steal, and what makes it so awesome to me is his glasses. See those awesome glasses? They're removable. I mean, most things they're sewed on. Those glasses are removable. There's so much to say about Steve Jobs. And everyone who worked with him said that he was hard to work with. He was, grumpy and such. But do you know, it's not easy being a cheerful person to work with when you're changing the world. I'm not saying that that Steve Jobs' behavior of being grumpy was the best technique, but it's very hard to be cheerful and changing the world at the same time. I, in fact, can't think of one person in history who was both. I argue that Elon Musk is currently changing the world, and we've heard many reports that he can be grumpy, but also he seems happy on camera because that's marketing. And his Twitter can be grumpy sometimes, too. So I'm going off topic. Back to the awesome Steve Jobs. So this guy has created devices that have changed people's lives in many ways. Let's just discuss that. There are app creators who have made their entire living off of the iPhone, iPad, and it's all due to Steve Jobs. They wouldn't have the living they have now making applications or being rich off applications, not having to do anything anymore, and sold it for millions because of this one man who created the device that made people rich if they knew how to use the device. I think that Steve Jobs is a technological, or was a technological genius in the way he viewed things, not the way he understood them from a technological understanding of how it worked, but what he viewed should be became. Now, there's an interesting thing about FaceTime and iPhone and Spielberg. He did not create FaceTime. No, he didn't. I mean, he created the app called FaceTime, but Steven Spielberg created FaceTime, but it had his name on it anyways, before Steve Jobs put his name on FaceTime. There was an app for people in the hospital in the early 2000s that was a local area network, which means in hospital only, FaceTime. Now, so you could chat with people in other hospital rooms that weren't your own and talk to them so you wouldn't be lonely. I thought that was really awesome. FaceTime still hasn't come up with anything close to that. So why not? Why can't you make something that allows people in the same area to communicate? Like near me FaceTime. That'd be cool. That'd be really awesome. Doesn't exist. Maybe I should program it. I might. So I have 35 apps, but none of them do that. My company owns them and I made them. Well, my company owns them and I own them. So let's talk about this guy's shoes, shall we? They're pretty nice shoes for a plushie. They're gray and wow, his turtleneck. It's so exact to how he wore everything. Black and gets a circle around the neck just right. No V-neck. I don't think I ever saw a picture of Steve Jobs wearing a V-neck. Did you? Comment if you did. And it gets his unshaven look just right too. Now, people who are changing things rarely shave. I'm shaving today because I try shaving a few times a week. And I try to shave when I'm on camera. But when I'm busy, I'm changing things, I don't have time to shave. That's absurd. You're going to say shaving is only a few minutes. Shaving is only a few minutes. But those few minutes can be used on other things. You got to prioritize what you're doing. So that is a very important thing. Prioritizing is extremely important. So if you like anything created by Steve Jobs, a visionary, someone who saw how to make the mouse work, someone who was there at the very beginning, then you want a Steve Jobs plushie that is for sale on eBay. There's two of them, so when this one sells, I'll put the next one up. I hope to see you buying a Steve Jobs ICEO plushie on my eBay. I'll see you there.